right, 13.5, page 456, 457. Again, this just shows a whole bunch of stuff here. What they're showing over here is an addition problem. You see there's different types of regroupings, different types of breaking apart stuff going on here. We have done these concepts with adding and subtracting, but when we've done it with just normal numbers, it's once you get like above 10, you know, if 6 plus 5 is 11, write the 1, carry the other 1, so to say. When you're subtracting 4 minus 7, you got to go next door, take 1 apart, put it back. Right? Yeah. So those same concepts are going to apply today, but it's not really going to be powers of 10 because it's going to be based off different conversions that we've covered. There's no new conversions today. So all the same conversions, basically anything we've done in the first 4 lessons are fair game for us here. But the bulk of them will deal with the things we did in 13.3 and 13.2, if not all of them there. So the conversions, these right here, you'll want to know them, and stuff right here, you want to know this too for today. So let's just go to number 1 over here. And it says 8 feet, 4 inches. And there's a couple ways you could go about doing this, to be honest with you. And I'll give you a couple choices here. So on first glance here, I'm adding 8 feet, 4 inches, whatever that is, plus something that's 3 feet, 10 inches long. And then the question is, how much do I have here? So 2 different ways you could approach both the adding and subtracting problems here. You can decide which of these makes more sense and you feel more comfortable with. Method 1. Go ahead and just start adding as I would here. So same deal. You always want to start in the smallest place value, just like normal. There's no change here. But 4 inches and 10 inches is 14 inches. And 8 feet and 3 feet is 11 feet. So in theory, I have 11 feet, 14 inches as a final answer, which is not totally incorrect, but think like if we were doing fraction work and you got a final answer of 2 and 2, 6, is it correct? Yeah. But is it represented in the right form? It is not. I would say you need to simplify that. Damien? Don't need the sounds. So, and again, if it was a test or something, I'd write, simplify and do a correction. If it was a quiz, I'd take half a point off and I'd write simplify. And this would be the same thing. Because 14 inches can be simplified to it can be rewritten in better terms. How would I represent 14 inches in a better term? Right, it is 1 foot, 2 inches, one and the same thing. So I still have my 11 feet. My 11 feet and 14 inches is now 11 feet and 1 feet and 2 inches. So if I go ahead and add this now I get 12 feet and 2 inches. That is my final answer right there, simplified. So how did I solve it? I just went ahead, I just added whatever and whatever. And I resolved my simplifying at the very end here. Okay. The other way I could go about doing this, and again, totally optional, you can decide what's easier for you, is I could either, 1, convert these into fractions with feet. This would be 8 1/3. And this would be 3 5/6. Again, simplifying. This is 8 4/12 officially here. And this is 3 10/12, right? Representing them in feet. You agree with that? What I did? So I have simplified here. This, of course, is 2, 6. Added up, I get 11 7/6, which is 12 1/6. 1/6 is 2 12ths. There's my 2 of 12 inches here. There's my 12 feet, 2 inches. How did I do it? I wrote them both out in feet, right? 4 inches is 4/12, or 1/3. 10 inches is 10/12, or 5/6. Add them up, 11 and 7/6. Or you can leave them in this form too if you want. 14/12 is where you would be, which is 12 and 2/12, or 12 feet 2 inches. You could convert them to inches as well too, and then make your conversion at the end. So 8 feet, 8 times 12, 96, that's 100 inches, 8 feet 4 inches, plus 3 feet 10 inches, 36 plus 10 is 46 inches. So I have 146 inches, and I could do 146 divided by 12. Well, there's my 12. 12 times 12. 12 times 12 is 144. 146 minus 144. There's my 2 inches left over. So, in my opinion, the easiest way to do it is the first way I did it, and just resolve it at the end. But you can convert to like units of measure, and I showed you that I can convert everything to feet, solve it and get my answer as a fractional representation with feet, and then convert my fraction to what it is in inches. I can also convert it to inches, but then again, I need to convert it back into a fractional representation. Whatever you think works for you here. So, number 2. 7 yards, 1 foot, plus 7 yards, 2 feet. And this one here, the yards to feet, we know every 3 feet's 1 yard. This one would probably be just fastest and easiest just to tackle as you see it here. So 1 foot plus 2 foot is 3 feet. 7 yards and 7 yards is 14 yards. But of course 3 feet is actually just 1 yard. And then what am I left with? The 14 yards plus the 1 yard that I added here would give me a final answer of 15 yards. Right? If I did it as yards, this is 7 1/3 yard. This is 7 2/3 yards. Add it up, I get 14 3/3 yards, or 15 yards. There it is when I converted everything to yards. 7 1/3 yards plus 7 2/3 yards equals 15 yards. 7 14 3/3. If I turn them into feet, 21 plus 1 is 22 feet. 21 plus 2 is 23 feet. I get 45 feet. And then divide by 3, and lo and behold, there it is, back converted to yards. Divide by 3 in the end. This is me converting them to feet. 7 yards, 1 foot, 22 feet. 7 yards, 2 feet, 23 feet. Grand total, 45 feet. Convert it to yards. 45 divided by 3, 15 yards. Did it with both of them, simplified at the end. Did it by converting them both to yards. Did it by converting them both to feet. You don't need to do it all 3 ways. I'm just showcasing some different methods that could work for you. Okay. Why don't you guys try number, what do you want, 4 or 5 or 6?
5.
5 it is. All right, 6 pounds, 10 ounces, 9 pounds, 12 ounces. Add them up, I'll pull a stick. And you can tell me how you approached it. What was your method? Got it, Damien?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay.
I almost got it.
Maybe doing a whole lot of something else while everybody else is rating.
There we go.
All right, walk me through it. Dom.
Yep. I added the ounces first,
Okay.
which is 22 ounces.
Okay.
And then I added the pounds first, which is 15.
Yep.
And then I converted that to 16 pounds and 6 ounces.
So 22 ounces turns into what?
1 pound, 6 ounces.
Right, I got 1 pound and 6 ounces still, so now I can just add this. The 6 ounces is nothing left, 15 and 1. Anybody else do it a different way?
No.
I added the pounds
What?
and
I'll do
the,
that.
I just did it the same way.
Yeah, I'm just curious if, so we all did it this way?
Yeah.
Okay, well then I'll just focus on just this way here going forward. Okay, good with that. All right, let's look at number 8. Now we're going to do some subtracting. Number 8 says 3 feet 8 inches, subtract 1 foot 10 inches. And again, you have the option, I can convert everything to feet. 3 2/3 minus 1 5/6. I can convert everything to inches. 44 minus 22, 22 inches answer. But if we're using the same method, first thing, again, we always start on the right there, and you should realize 8 minus 10 is not going to happen. So what would I want to do? Well, I'll need to go next door and break one off here. Now, pay attention, because when I take out a foot, right, and put it back in, the 8's going to become a what?
20.
A 20. Because 1 foot, it's not becoming 18 here. That's because, again, it's not power 10. 1 foot is 12 inches. I am taking out 1 foot. I am taking out 12 inches, right? And I'm putting the 12 inches in. So it's not turned into an 18 like normally how we do subtraction, because that's base 10 system. This is, and again, depending on what your conversions are, you will get different numbers depending what you're converting here. But I am taking out 1 foot. I am taking out 12 inches. I'm not taking out 10 inches. That's not a foot. It's 5/6 of a foot. I'm taking out 1 foot. And now I'm putting the 1 foot back in, which is 12 inches, which means now I have 20 inches over here. Right? And 20 inches minus 10 inches is 10 inches. 2 feet minus 1 feet is 1 foot. Final answer, 1 foot, 10 inches. And again, one time, very briefly, if I convert to similar units of measure. Converting the feet, 8/12 is 2/3. 1 foot, 5/6. Rewrite with a common denominator, 4/6. Can't do it, right? So I would break one out, put it back in, 6/6. 6/6 minus 5/6 is 1/6. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1/6 is 2/12. There's my 1 foot. And what did I do here? 6/6 minus 5/6. Oh, this should have been 5/6 here. This is 10/6 up here. 5/6. And this 5/6 is the same as 10/12. There's my 1 foot. There's my 10 inches. Yes?
Yeah.
If I convert them all to inches, 36 plus 8, 44 inches. Subtract 1 foot, 10 inches. That's 22 inches. I get 22 inches. And 22 inches is 1 foot. There's my 12. What do I have left? 10 inches. So there it is as feet. Again, it will probably just stick with this approach here, I would assume. But I'm showing you that all paths I took, whether I convert them all to feet and subtract, I get 1 5/6, which is 1 10/12, 1 foot, 10 inches. Or if I turn them into inches, 44 minus 22 inches leaves me 22 inches. That also converts to 1 feet, 10 inches.
Will you dock points on like quizzes or tests if we do it in our head?
You can do it in your head. Yeah, that's fine. No, I certainly won't dock points for that at all. If you don't simplify, like, I don't know, this one, when you're subtracting, they'll probably come out simplified for you. It's the adding ones that you're going to have to finagle your final answer on. Your subtracting ones, the big challenge is the breaking apart concept, that it's not going to be turned to an 18 in this situation here. That's going to be the challenge. So adding, the challenge is simplifying your final answer. Subtraction, the challenge is when I break something apart and add it back in, what am I adding back in? It's not just adding 10 to something. So those are the challenges there. Why don't you guys try number 11. 8 quarts, 3 cups, subtract 4 quarts, 4 cups.
Oh my gosh, I'm shedding.
And this one we'll talk about then for a minute here.
Oh.
I got it.
Bro.
Hey! Oh! Imagine if Jack got the old paper. He needs more hair to get
A lot more.
Guys, why don't we be quiet? I would be a little surprised if anybody truly got it simplified, though, to be honest with you.
Wait.
But we'll talk about what the expectations are for this type of problem. Because to truly simplify it, well, either you know or you don't. What I'm talking about?
Can we do a poll?
You think you truly simplified?
Yeah.
Then he probably got it.
Can you work this one out and then do
I'm curious to hear from you guys first, but yeah, I'll talk through. But I want to be clear on what the expectations are going to be for a quiz and test on this type of problem here.
Wait. Oh.
Okay, so let's go through it here. Evangeline, you think you got it?
Yeah, so first I took away 12 inches from 8. And made it 7. And then
So, okay. And then how many cups did I pull out here?
and then I get 15.
What? So I'm taking out a quart, putting it back in, so my 3 now turn into?
I thought it was. Okay. I did it wrong.
No!
Tom?
Okay. So
What does my 3 turn into?
11.
Nope.
What?
I got it.
What does my 3 turn into?
A 9.
I got it.
Nope.
7.
A 7. Because 1 quart is 2 pints, and 2 pints is 2 cups.
Oh, yeah.
So when I take out 1 quart is 4 cups.
Oh,
So 4 plus the 3 cups I already have means now I have 7 cups over here. Right. And again, the thing is, where's the pints? We're going quarts to cups, not quarts to pints and not pints to cups here. It's quarts and cups. So the conversion is 1 quart is 2 pints, 1 pint is 2 cups, 1 quart is 4 cups. So I broke out 4 cups, add the 4 cups to my 3 cups, now I have 7 cups. Now I can go ahead and solve it. 7 minus 4 is 3 cups, 7 minus 4 is 3 quarts. And again, now let's talk. Is that really simplified?
No.
It's actually not. Because what is it truly simplified? The answer.
Oh, there's like
There's 3 quart. What? 1 quart, 1 pint.
it's
3 quarts.
3 quarts, 1 pint, and 1 cup.
Right. Officially, if I truly simplify this, there's my answer right there. If I'm truly simplifying, because 2 cups is 1 pint, right? I got 3 cups here. I got 3 cups. So 3 cups is 1 1/2 pints. 1 pint, 1 cup.
So I'm assuming that would be wrong. On
Well, no, I'm gonna talk about my This is why I said pay attention and listen carefully to what I'm gonna tell you here, so you know we're all on the same page with my expectations. So if you wrote this, I mean that's good. That's truly the simplified answer here. But when you're solving this here, you do not need to generate labels that are not already in the problem. Meaning there's no pints being asked for in this problem. I'm not looking for pints in the answer. meaning this answer is good. This answer is good. But we understand I could simplify it further. If I truly simplified it, it's that. But since pints aren't even referenced in the problem, you don't need to reference it in your final answer. Now, if they had 8 quarts, 2 pints, 3 cups, minus 3 quarts, 1 pint, 5 cups type of deal, well, then I'd look for quarts, pints, and cups type of answer. But the labels they have provided us and are asking us are quarts and cups. Your answer then should probably just be referenced in the same label, quarts and cups. You don't need to break it down further to this level here. Does that make sense what I'm saying here? Whatever labels you're working with here, those are the only labels you need to use for your final answer. Now, if I had something like, say, 7 cups here, well, then you need to turn that into 1 quart, 3 cups, because I'm already using a quart label here. I would want that simplified further, but there's 4 cups in a quart. I can't simplify this any further here.
So like if you had 5 quarts there too, you could also simplify it to a gallon?
Correct.
So you can
That's
go up
exactly
and down.
right. Right. If I had 5 quarts, then we would say 1 quart, 1 gallon, 1 quart, 1 pint, and then we'd all of a sudden now have 4 different labels going on in our answer when we only start with 2. So,
Free fluid.
so I don't want you guys getting confused by this here. You'll run into this scenario from time to time, guaranteed. You'll see it on your quiz or test. This is not what I need you to do. If you do it, that's fine. Personally, I wouldn't try and touch the fire. I mean, I just let it be, because if you try and get cute and all of a sudden you give me this, well, then you got it wrong. You need to do that. And I'll probably make a funny face on your quiz and take half a point off and make some comment about why did you do this. So I don't need you to wow me with your brilliance here. I mean, again, you could, but there's just no reason to. You don't need to. It's not a label that was asked in the question, therefore it's not a label you need to generate in your answer either.
So we don't have to simplify it fully.
No, this is not what I'm looking for. This is the final answer I would want and expect from you here, not turning it into pints and gallons and stuff like that here. Okay? Does that make sense? You're just using the labels that the question has, not making more labels up that aren't even asked for. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, let's give you one more subtraction one. Why don't you try number 12? 10 pounds, 8 ounces, minus 6 pounds, 9 ounces, and yes, there are some subtraction ones that you don't have to break apart. I'm just choosing. I think you could probably figure out 5 gallons, 3 quarts, minus 2 gallons, 1 quart without my help. So they don't all necessarily require breaking apart, but I just assume you can handle those on your own. I'm more interested in these ones here. So, okay. I'll pull a stick. I suppose Evangeline would feel bad if I didn't put her back in the cup.
Do it. Don't put me back. Don't.
I'll leave her.
Put me back.
We got it.
Back to the orphanage? Okay, then.
Don't need the Sierra stick.
Wait. That's not funny. 16.
Okay.
I got it.
All right, help me out, Jackson.
Okay, I'm not quite done. I just gotta
All right.
simplify it.
Well, you'll get your moment. We still got multiply and divide still to get through here. So.
I got it. Okay. Actually, I don't think there's really anything. Okay, so, you want me to work it through or just tell you the answer?
Work me through.
Okay, so, obviously you can't subtract 8 from
Nope.
9. So you have to cross out the 10, make it a 9. And then there are 16 ounces in a pound, pound.
Yep.
So you get 24 ounces.
Right,
Plus 9
that's
ounces
right.
equals 15 ounces.
Yep.
And then subtract 9 from 6 and you get 3 pounds. 3 pounds. 15
Exactly
ounces.
correct. Right. And again, the whole key is, did you get 24 here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. If you got 24, good, good.
I'm a good boy.
I think you guys are getting a little better with this here, but it's just different because, again, all our life we've base 10 type math here, but this is not base 10 math here. This is units of conversion, so we're getting different type numbers depending on the type of conversion you need. We've saw a bunch of them there. We had a 4 here, we had a 16 here, and we had a 12 here. This one was a 12, this one was a 4, and this one was a 16. So they were all different numbers. It just depends what your conversion is, what type of units of measure you're working with here, right? Okay, let's look at the multiply ones here. And same deal with the subtraction. You don't need to generate labels that aren't already in the problem because, again, we're going to get bigger numbers. You can round things up to new labels here. Not required. Just stick with the labels that you got. But still, like the addition, we'll run into scenarios where when we're especially multiplying, we're going to get things that need to be converted again. Very similar to addition. Our final answers here may need a little touch up. So let's look at number 15. And again, skipping 13 and 14, there's no conversion to be made. 4 yards, 16 inches times 5. So, guys, shh. So first off, you should probably go, well, the 16 inches could be rewritten, but we'll just deal with that later. That's just how they present it. So, all these things, I mean, there's 2 labels going on, feet, inches, yards, feet, yards, inches, gallons, quarts, quarts, pints, so on and so forth, so 2. You're going to do 2 standalone multiply